Hey, I hope that you are having a wonderful day. My name is Katie, and we are here for another episode of Love Bites. This is where I like to jump on every week and talk about little ways that you can bring more self-love into your life. This week, our topic is something that you have to have on your road to self-love. You have to have it. You cannot get there without this one thing. And this one thing comes in a couple of different ways. And you need a balance of it, okay? If you have it all in one way or all the other way, it's not going to work for you. There's not that many things in life that are as important as this, and that's connection. That's connection. Connection is what we're talking about. And connection comes in a few different ways. So I want to just sort of talk about that for a second and why they're important. So the first one, which I think is probably quite obvious, is connection to self. When you are learning to love yourself, when you are on this journey of self-acceptance and learning to embrace all that you are, that means you have to connect to yourself. And so often I talk to women who feel disconnected from themselves, who don't even know what they want or what they need. Maybe they've been ignoring their intuition for so long that they can't tune into it. Maybe they've been letting other people walk all over them for so long, right? Like they're so disconnected from themselves. And quite often too, because there's so much self-judgment, it's almost too painful to stay connected. So disconnecting is like a survival mechanism. Like you have to do it, okay? This is something I totally struggled with for a long time. I talk to women every day who are struggling with reconnecting to themselves. So you have to reconnect. And there's a few ways to do that. I mean, this is a lot of what we cover in the Self-Love Lab, right? Like that's what it's all about, is reconnecting to yourself and learning to love what you find when you connect there. So this happens in a lot of different ways. And some of them are super obvious, right? Things like journaling. Right? Things like affirmations, where you're starting to just connect to what's in your head, getting it out on paper, saying positive things. And then there's a lot of other things that this could look like. Things like meditation and mindful movement can be a massive, massive help. Breaking down your inner beliefs and rewriting them, creating new healthy habits that are actually going to lift you up. These are all different ways to reconnect to yourself. There's a lot of different nuances, and everybody's different, but you cannot learn to love yourself if you're not willing to get real with yourself. And I'm also not just talking about connection like have a bubble bath, it'll feel great. Totally, have a bubble bath. But having a bubble bath does not mean that you are connecting to yourself in a real way. Okay, so you have to be willing to sort of get real and get radically honest with yourself, what you want, what you need. Hey Scarlett. You have to be willing to get really honest with yourself. So connection with self is like an absolute non-negotiable, okay? Like you cannot walk this path without getting really connected to yourself. And the second way that connection is important is connecting with your support system. All right, I've had a beautiful morning. I've connected with a couple of great friends. And it really just reminded me, like, connection is so important, and this can look like a lot of different things. Again, this could be connecting with your partner, with friends, with your coworkers, maybe with a sibling, with your children. And again, when I'm talking about connection, I'm not just talking about idle chit chat. I'm not talking about the superficial stuff, which I think most of us can do really easily. And unfortunately, that's what a lot of relationships are based on. I'm talking about real connection. I'm talking about sitting down with somebody and opening your heart to them and saying, I've really been struggling, or I've really been doing great. Can I celebrate with you? Can I share with you? But having that real, genuine connection with your support system. And I really want to encourage you, if you have a support system, like I said, partner, friend, who you haven't connected with in a while, do it. Please do it. Do yourself a favor. And if you feel like you don't currently have a support system, then do yourself a favor and get one. Having a support system is one of the most important things on any self-improvement journey, and certainly on a self-love journey. We cannot do this alone. We were not meant to live life alone. We were not meant to have all the answers. we are, as humans, we are social creatures. We need the support of others. And there is unfortunately this idea that when you ask for help, when you reach out, when you want to connect in a genuine way, that somehow that's like a weakness. Like, oh, I need you, so I'm not strong enough. Bullshit. It takes a hell of a lot more strength to reach out to somebody and say, I need support. Can you lend an ear? Can we sit down for a coffee? Can we have a chat? It takes so much more strength to do that than it does to just push it down. Anybody can push it down. That's the easy way out. But it takes a lot of strength, a lot of bravery, a lot of courage to actually stand up and say, I need help. Or can we talk? I want to connect with you. So I really, really want to encourage you to do that. Reach out. And like I said, if you don't have a support system, then it's time to get one. All right, it's time to get one. You cannot go through life without a support system. It's a non-negotiable. If learning to love yourself and getting a support system is part of your next step, if that's on your journey, I really want to invite you to book your clarity call, okay? I mentioned before the Self-Love Lab. I'm super excited about this. This is a group program only for women where we learn to love ourselves and we learn to rise up and be happier and be more confident and more fulfilled together with community. So when we're talking about connection, that's what the lab is all about, is connecting with other women who are on a similar path to you so that you can really rise with them and learn to love yourself as you are and help other women learn to love themselves at the same time. There is an incredible strength in numbers that just really cannot be found when you're by yourself. It really can't. It doesn't exist. So if that's your thing, if that sounds like something that you'd want to explore, I'm going to pop the link down below. Again, this call, it's free. It's an hour-long consultation. Just you and me. We jump on the phone. We just kind of talk about where you are right now, where you want to get to, what's keeping you stuck. And then if it's right, if I feel like I can actually help you, if I feel like you are a good fit for the program and that we sort of have a good chemistry, because that is super important, then I'll invite you in and we can talk about what that means. And if it's not a good fit, then I won't invite you in and then we can talk about what that means. It's really simple, okay? So if that's your thing, I'm going to pop the link down below after this video, and please click on through. There's only a couple of calls available each week. So if this sounds like a good thing for you, please click on through, book your call. Thank you so much for watching. Get connected, all right? Get connected to yourself. Get connected to your loved ones. And if you don't know what that means or you don't know how, then book your call and let's connect, okay? I'm going to talk to you soon. Have a beautiful week. Thanks for watching. See you next time.